Thank you to Herr Thomsen for giving me this opportunity to talk about one of my favorite authors, Günter Grass. I should say that I did meet Günter Grass once, about 5 or 6 years ago. We were both at the Leipzig Book Fair together, in the same green room, and performing on the same stage consecutively. And it was a great honor. I first came across his work when I was, I think, in high school or perhaps my first year of college. I come from a working class family. We didn't have a lot of books around or a tradition of books, but our schools in New York were excellent. And one of my close friends had a father and mother who were both school teachers. His father was a history teacher who turned his son, Bob, and I on to various authors. And Günter Grass was one of the very first, with the tin drum, as well as Cat and Mouse, by the way. My old copies of which, from that era, I still have. The covers are a little shaky, but there they are. What appealed to me about Grass's work, and this is, by the way, is before I learned that I was going to be a writer, or had heard of Garcia Marquez, or Asturias, or Borges, or Cortázar, or Italo Calvino. What appealed to me was the element of the folktale, particularly in a book like The Tin Drum. How this seemed like, as with Garcia Marquez, who came a little bit later to me, it seems like it's the history of the world, that it all actually happened, the way it plays out. It's beautiful, and there are indelible scenes throughout that no reader will ever forget, like, for instance, little Oscar's mother and the horse head with the eels. Oscar's, his birth, in which he was fully sentient, which really struck a chord with me because I too, when I came out of the womb, was fully sentient and speaking in full sentences, and I've never shut up since. And then too, with Cat and Mouse, and I didn't realize this until I looked at it again the other night. It may have had an influence on my own third novel. As you recall, Cat and Mouse opens with a group of boys, Malka, the hero, diving off a wrecked ship in the harbor. Well, in my third novel, which I published in 1987, World's End, the protagonist begins with a swim out to the ghost ships, that is, the decommissioned fleet from World War II, sitting in the Hudson River, where I grew up. I didn't make the connection until I was asked to say a few words here tonight, but it's pretty amazing where our influences come from. And I have to say that Günter Grass was one of the first and most lasting for me.